Welcome back, everybody. Again, my name is Mr. Seth, and I'm so excited that you're back to learn about chords and timing with me as we learn how to play the ukulele, okay? Just to review the last two lessons, it's very important that you watched the first two lessons before you watch this lesson, okay? So if you haven't seen those other ones, go back and watch those two first, okay? We're going to review. What is this called? Okay, good. It's the ukulele, right? Do you remember what this part of the ukulele is called? The body, okay? And then the neck, and then the head, and then the tuners, and these are the strings, okay? This is the bridge, and this is the fretboard. Each one of these are the frets, okay? Do you remember the names of these four strings? It's G, C, E, and A. How do we remember those? Do you remember? It's kind of funny. It says goats can eat anything. I don't know about you guys, but goats, they've eaten a lot of things of mine. Goats can eat anything, okay? Goats can eat anything, okay? Now that our ukulele is in tune, when we play chords, okay, which we're going to talk about in just a minute, once we get this in tune, all of those chords sound right. But let me show you. Why it's so important for you to tune your ukuleles before you play. How often should you tune your ukulele? Should you do it every day, every week? It's every time you play your ukulele. Because if you don't tune it every time, it might sound like this. This is the same thing I just played. It doesn't sound good, right? It's the same thing I just played that sounded beautiful just a minute ago. Okay? So we have to make sure before we start playing chords that we take our tuners and we put our ukuleles in tune, okay? So remember, we turn on the tuners. I'm going to just do this really fast, okay? It says G. Now it's green, okay? It's green, that's C. The next one is E. It sounds beautiful again, right? Great. Okay. So we turn the tuners off and put them down. Make sure you turn it off every time so that we can save the battery. Now, we're going to talk about chords, okay? Chords are groups of notes, okay? So if I have notes, do you guys remember what a note is? Okay, a note like this. Oh, is this marker not working now? What about this one? Great. A note is a sound, okay? A note is a sound. So if I go or if I go or if I go e, or if I go okay? All of those are different notes and they're different sounds, okay? But chords okay? are chords are more than one note. Okay? There's a T. Okay? More than one note. So if I go like this, is that a note or a chord? How many sounds is it? It's one sound. So one sound is what? It's a note, okay? That's a note. If I go like this, is that a note or a chord? It's a note, okay? But as soon as I go like this, two notes at the same time, that's now a chord, okay? Now, there are 4 chords on ukulele that are really important, and I'm going to teach them to you, okay? The 4 chords on ukulele, they're really easy too, okay? It goes like this: C, F, G, and A minor. Oh. Okay, we're going to talk about chords a little bit more, but before we really get into it, okay, there's 2 things that we need to understand. Chords have emotion, okay? Emotion is like being happy or sad, okay? And if I have a happy emotion and I want to make that into a chord, okay, like this, is that happy or sad? That's happy, right? Okay. That is called major. And it's a capital M when we write it in music, okay? So we have major, which means happy, okay? What does major mean? Happy. Okay? And then we have this one, and this is a lowercase m, and this is minor. Can you say minor? Minor is sad. Okay? If I go like this, is this happy or sad? That's happy, right? But as soon as I go like this, see how that's sad? That's sad now. This is happy. This is sad. But instead of saying happy or sad, in chords, we're going to say major, which means happy, or we're going to say minor, which means sad, okay? So, major and minor are our 2 emotions that chords have, okay? Chords are just more than one note at the same time, okay? But a note is just a sound, okay? So if I go like this, is this a note or a chord? Oh, sorry. If I go like that, that's a note. But as soon as I go like this, that's a chord, okay? This is actually our first chord. It's really easy, okay? But before we do it, I'm going to show you. Today, we're just going to focus on 2 chords, all right? That's it. 2 chords. And then in the next lesson, we'll start to talk about timing, and we're going to talk about more chords, okay? Those are 2 really important things, okay? Watch. We're going to learn C and F, okay? Now remember, it's not just a C note, because that's just a sound. Remember, is this a C note? This second chord, this second string down, okay? Because we go goats, can, eat, anything. Now this is a C note. It's just one sound. But as soon as I go like this, and I take my 3rd finger, okay? If we go 1, 2, 3, this is your 3rd finger, and you're going to take your 3rd finger of your left hand, okay? And you're going to put it right here on the very bottom string, okay? on the 3rd fret of that string. Okay, so it looks like this. And when we press down, watch, I'm going to press down hard, and then I'm going to show you. Do you see how on my finger, it's not this part of my finger that I'm pressing with. It's the very tip of my finger like this, okay? And it can hurt at first, but I promise it will stop hurting. But if you press down hard, okay, and then you take your thumb and you just go like this. Nice, okay? You press that down hard. That's how it should sound. Remember, this is the 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. And that's what we want to press down, but not just with our 1st finger. You need to press with your 3rd finger, okay? So this 3rd finger goes like this. Can you try that? Just take your thumb and just go like this. Not like this. Not really pressing down hard, but just soft, soft, soft. Just let it fall like that. Just try to keep playing that for a little bit. Keep pressing down hard. If it sounds like this, then you're not pressing down hard enough, okay? So try to get this sound. Just like that. Good job, okay? Now, that is the first chord that we're going to learn. This is called a chord diagram. I know that's a big word, okay? Can you say diagram? It's a big word, but it just means a picture that helps us to learn, okay? That's a diagram. Now, this is going to represent our ukulele. It's going to look like our ukulele, okay? This string on top is going to be G, C, E, and A, okay? So you see how there's 4 lines this way? And you see how there's 4 strings this way on our guitar, on our ukulele, okay? The top one is what? G. This one is C, like this line. E, this line right here. And then A, this line right here. Okay, so this is the bottom string. This one is the bottom string. And what we're going to do then is I'm going to draw this. So this is the 1st fret, 2nd fret, and 3rd fret. I'm going to do this, and that means that to play a C chord, okay, this one right here, we have to put our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, okay? Now this tells you everything except what finger to use, okay? So I'm going to just go like this, and I'm going to put 3rd, okay? This is your 3rd finger, okay? So 1, 2, 3. This is your 3rd finger that's going to go right here, okay? So this is the bottom string, this line. This is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd fret, okay? And you're pressing down with the tip of your finger right here. And when you do that, it sounds like this. Okay, so that's how it should sound. If it sounds like this, or like this, then that's not right. It should sound like this. Okay? The next chord we're going to learn, I'm actually going to show you A minor first. Okay? This one is really easy too. It's just 1 finger. Again, so here's our chord diagram. Okay? This is the top string. This is G, C, E, and A. Okay? Right here we have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fret. This one we're going to put our middle finger or our 2nd finger. This finger right here, okay? We're going to put our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the top string this time, okay? So let me show you. Remember, this is the G string, C string, E string, and A string. So when we see this line right here, this is the G string, and this is the first, second fret pressing down on the G string. And we're doing it with our second finger or our middle finger, okay? It goes like this, right here. Now, is this major or minor, this chord? See this little M that's right next to this A? If it was just this, that would be a major chord. But because we have this little M, it means it's a minor chord. Now remember, major is happy and minor is sad. Okay? So this is A minor as a chord right here. Okay? Middle finger on the very top, the second fret. Okay? And then take your thumb and strum that. It should sound like this. You see that? Right where that is? If we go back to our C chord right here, okay, it's going to look like this. Third finger on the third fret of the bottom string. This one is middle finger up at the top, second fret. Third finger on the bottom, third fret. That's a C chord. And then middle finger on the very top, second fret. That's an A minor chord. Okay? So now, what we're going to do, I know this can be kind of hard, but you can do it. Okay? We're going to go like this. Play a C chord, and we're going to play it 4 times. How many times? 4 times. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to switch to an A minor chord. Okay? Right here. Yeah, this diagram right here, okay? Middle finger up to the very top, second fret. 4 times. And then switch back. And then switch. And then switch. And then switch. Okay? And if you can count it out loud, that's even better. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and A minor. 2, 3, 4. Back to C. 2, 3, 4, and switch. 2, 3, 4, and switch. 2, 3, 4, and switch. 2, 3, 4. End it on a C. Ready? Now, you guys have learned what a chord diagram is. I hope this makes sense. Okay? If it doesn't, keep watching. We're going to use this a lot. So go back and watch that section if you don't understand how to read this. Okay? But we learned how to read a chord diagram. We learned what a chord is, right? It's just any 2 or more notes played at the same time. That's a chord, okay? We learned what major and minor were, and we learned these 2 chord shapes, okay? So I hope that this week, or however long it is before you watch the next video, okay, you spend some time and you play these chords. You really get this and you switch back and forth. Try when you're switching back and forth between these 2 chords. Try to not pause, okay? Sometimes we can go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we pause and we stop and we wait. And then we go again. Try to not do that. Try to make it smooth. Try to make it all go together, okay? Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. See how my hand doesn't stop moving? This strumming hand? Switch. And switch. Okay? Practice that. Get it down. Really, really practice this. to where you can get this perfect and you can switch back and forth and then move on to the next video. Okay? In the next video, we're going to learn 2 more chords and we're going to learn timing and we're maybe even going to learn a song. Okay? But we might break that up into some other videos. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.